So, it's important for us to be able to pick up on all this. And like I said, the longer it goes where she's having these emotional whatever and you're not really picking up on it, she's just it just reinforces belief in her like you don't get it. It's the same way I had this experience. I won't go into names and details, but someone in my extended family, uh, you know, had a lot of money, X, Y, and Z, right? And his wife at the time, ex-wife now, she was just spending all this money, man. She would go to the mall and buy like tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like the top malls, she would be in the mall shopping and getting all kind of stuff, closets full of stuff. You see what I'm saying? And he would repeatedly try to explain to her, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't spend money like this. Like, I know I'm making millions of dollars. I get that. But this profession I'm in, it doesn't last forever. We need to think about the future and plan for the future. And she just would not. She would not listen. And that's the example I was given, where the man's looking at the outside world and saying, "Look, there's danger ahead. You're spending too much money," and she's not really able to understand that or acknowledge it. She doesn't see it. Oh no, you make lots of money, and she's just hitting the mall, buying Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all these outfits and just shoes upon, like just all kind of stuff. So what happened is they divorced for there was a number of reasons, but this was one of them. One of the straws that broke the camel's back was he's like, she doesn't get it. Like, I'll go broke messing with her. Like, the family will be bankrupt with her spending habits. Like, literally, it was out of control like that. And I can't get through to her. And this is years upon years of him trying to manage this and, trying to talk to her about it and stuff like that. So he just saw her as a danger. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying that the same goes in reverse. When your woman's going through all these emotions and like picking up like something ain't right in the relationship, something's not right with you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women pick up on that when their man is like cheating on them or whatever. She's like, I just can't, something's up. I'm just not at peace with what's happening. Something's up. And then you have to come in and address it as a man. Otherwise, she's gonna be like, "Nah, it's been like this too long. You're not, you're not able to really, be a husband, to be a protector, to be a king." Okay. And the good thing is, it works the opposite way when you're able to address that and you're able to pick up on what's going on with her and you're able to, zero in on the issue or the problem and she sees you fix it. That's what like draws her to you even more strongly. Okay. All right, let's keep going. We have to understand that women lack courage. Uh, they are scared and fearful by nature. That's not a popular thing to say because it doesn't apply to all women, but it's true. This is important for us to understand as men because a lot of her behavior accompanying her emotions has to do with her lack of courage in communicating what's happening with her. When you combine that with her inability to put scenarios together logically, things get even more difficult for her. As a matter of fact, many of her actions will be in frustration that she feels how she feels and that she can't communicate it. We have to separate these two phenomena: A, her emotional state, and B, her chosen set of actions during this emotional state. Because although they happen together, they aren't necessarily related. Again, her actions are often driven by frustration and that she feels the way she feels, and more frustration about not being able to communicate it in an emotionally intelligent way. So if we're going to support our wives in their emotional states, we need to learn to separate the emotion she's feeling from her behavior in the moment. Take her behavior, especially when it's erratic or her acting out because of her frustration. Then our job is to find out how she's feeling. The way we do this is to A, observe her, and B, talk to her and try to get her to convey as much information as possible to support us and understand how she's feeling. So I made a very important thing. We got to understand this too as men. So let's say your woman's in her emotions. And we're going to go through some scenarios here in a minute. What I want y'all to understand is you can't always connect the way she behaves to the emotion. So what happens is she experiences emotion. She's picking up on some stuff going on inside the relationship or whatever, right? I'm saying when she when she picks up on that and she feels the emotion, she has feelings about the fact that she's even emotional. Like she might feel frustrated that she feels the way she's feeling. Like I don't want men to think that women want to feel these emotions that they're feeling. Like women don't want to be, going up and down with these emotions all over the place. And when their cycle comes on, emotions like they don't want to feel like that. But the point is that they're built to pick up on these environmental influences. So their emotions are going up and down. They're all over the place. What I'm saying is she feels bad about that. Okay. Number two, she feels bad about the fact she don't even know what the fuck is going on, so she can't really communicate it. Because you and her haven't built that kind of rapport where she can come to you and say, look, I feel a way. I don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and feel okay saying that because that shit sounds crazy. You see what I'm saying? Especially when she's saying it on a regular basis. Like I said, the women are going in and out of emotions on a regular basis. Her coming to you like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a year, talking about I'm sad or I'm this, I'm that. I don't know why. I'm just, people look at you like you might need some medication up in this motherfucker, some pills or some bipolar medicine, or you might have some, you might be some schizophrenia going on. You know what I'm saying? Like people start looking at you crazy. So, men want women to explain what's going on with them emotionally, but think about how crazy this shit sounds. Like there's movies about that, like people saying, I feel a presence, or I know something's gonna happen. But like you're a nutcase. We're gonna commit you. You see what I'm saying? So on top of all that, she doesn't want to feel emotional. She doesn't know what it is. She can't really communicate it. And she feels bad that she's even in that space because it sounds crazy as hell. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why I want the brothers to understand. Like, trust me, she doesn't want to be emotional. She knows how crazy this shit looks, but she can't help it. She's emotional. She's in her emotions. You feel me? So you combine all that plus not knowing how to communicate it and not knowing exactly what it is, they just it affects their ability to communicate. And you stack on top of that the fear of judgment for being the way she's being and feeling the way she's feeling. I just want men to have a little bit of understanding for why women have a hard time talking about what it is. Like I said earlier, they're not really capable of putting together a logical, linear, succinct statement about what it is, especially when you don't even know what the fuck it is. You just know you feel the way you feel. So as men, we do need to support our women in terms of helping them figure that shit out. And also helping them not feel crazy about the shit. Okay. So then, the question is, well, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? We got to figure out why she's feeling the way she's feeling. Because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit us in the relationship and the marriage. Like, and this is my point. I want you all to understand, like when she's going through these emotional things or she's feeling something or she's sensing something, there is a legitimate situation on hand in most of the cases. There's something that needs to be addressed. Like women are like they're like that chihuahua barking when somebody gets close to the house or something. You see what I'm saying? Like you want to know that something's wrong in the situation. You don't want to silence that. You want to be 100% clear, like on what all the factors are that could be impacting your house, your money, your family, your relationship, whatever it is. So, we need to observe how she's feeling because she might have been in these same feelings before. And if she was in those same feelings before, it might be that whatever she was triggered by before is the same thing she's triggered by now. So we can deduce as men, okay, this is what it is. It's the neighbor acting up or doing whatever again, but I'll go deal with it. So we need to observe her, see what's happening, right? And observe without judgment and criticism and all that. And then once we kind of get to a place, we need to talk to her and get some more clues. Really, this is like we're trying to solve a murder mystery here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like what's going on? When did you start feeling like this? Let's figure out when this started. What were some of the things that were happening when this started? Who was here? What was said? All these different types of things. Trying to figure that out. And then we take all those clues from what we observed and what we figured out from talking with her, and we try to figure out what's going on so we can address it. And just talking about addressing it is not really enough. You have to actually address it. You saying, yeah, you're feeling the way you're feeling because there's like a nest of rats in the basement. Like, you figuring that out is not like you got to get rid of the nest of rats in the basement. And once you get rid of them and all that, and she understands that you have control of the situation, then that's when her emotional stuff is going to subside.